Hey guys, it's Bryony. So today I'm going to be doing my what I wore this month video along with my period talk. So this month I started my period really early. I think I only had a 21-day cycle, 21 or 22-day cycle. And it started last Sunday. It is now Tuesday the following week. And so it's been about 8-9 days, something like that. And when it started, I was actually rehearsing for the English Youth Ballet, and I had been doing a lot of dancing that week. Literally from Monday until Sunday, I was dancing every single day, and that is not normal for me. And especially from Wednesday onwards, I was doing 6 hours every day, you know, one after the other. And I think that might have been one of the reasons why my period came a bit earlier than I was expecting to. And I recorded all this in my period vlog, which I think was period vlog 33, if you want to go and check it out. But basically I was there, and it was coming up to the end of the day on the Sunday, and I was getting in the morning I had some really bad chest pain, and I couldn't figure out what it was or like what was causing it. And then a bit later on towards the end, and then that went away, fortunately. And then a bit later on towards the end of the day, I started getting some pain in my back, and I was thinking, why am I getting like pain in my back? And it was sort of around where my kidneys would be, like quite high up. And I assumed it was because I was wearing quite a tight leotard. I had this really nice Capezio, like multicolored leotard. It has all these like straps. It kind of looks like it's all sewn together. Like, it looks really cool when it's on, but it's a bit of a pain to put on. But it's quite tight as well. So I was pulling the straps away, and that was kind of releasing them a bit. And I thought, oh well, maybe I'm just a bit hungry, and I've got a really tight bodice on this leotard, and maybe that's just what's wrong. And we were coming to the end of a rehearsal, and I decided, oh, I'll just go to the loo before, because we were all in one big room and doing our separate parts, and we just done ours, so I knew we weren't actually going to be doing anything else. So I went to the toilet, and when I went there, I pulled down my leotard, and about the 700 other layers you have to take off when you're wearing a leotard to go to the toilet. Took them all off, and I looked down, and I had a panty liner on, unfortunately, and I noticed this dark brown discharge, quite thick, on my panty liner, and I went, oh crap, my period started. And if I had had my normal dance bag, I would have been completely fine, because I always have a spare pad in that dance bag. But I had just literally thrown the essentials in, and because my period was not due for another week, I thought, oh, I don't need to worry about that this time. So I literally had nothing with me, and I knew because it was just starting it wasn't going to be heavy, but I did need a pad. And fortunately, as I said in my period vlog, there was a lady there who I asked, and she gave me a pad, and I used that for the rest of the day. Why is there a dog barking outside the window? So anyway, that was the start of my period, and from then on it was just, I had my usual moderate to heavy day, but it was definitely lighter this period. I think I probably only had a 3 or 4 day cycle, as opposed to the 5-day cycle that I would usually have. And it was very light. Even from using a cup on the second day of my period, I left it in for pretty much the whole day, and I took it out and it wasn't even half full. So it was very light, and I imagine that was because I hadn't had as long a cycle, so my uterus hadn't built up as much blood. But I still bled enough that I wasn't worried. So that was it from then on. And the first day I had to take 1 paracetamol, the second day I had to take 1 ibuprofen, and then from then on I didn't need to take any other pain relief, because it was totally manageable, which is absolutely fantastic and great, and I'm really enjoying having these cycles on a plant-based diet. So on to what I wore this month. I wore my Thinx underwear, which I really love for dancing and stuff, because there's no bulky like pad or anything you can see, but they still absorb the blood. I actually wore my other pair as well, but I stupidly threw that in my washing basket, so they've been through the wash with fabric softener, and I now need to give them a hot wash without that. And then onto the pads, starting with panty liners. I used quite a few panty liners this month, although some of these would have just been used for everyday discharge before my period. So I have my Eco Rainbow, Baba's Mum, which sadly she doesn't make these anymore, Novel Red Narrow Style, Party in My Pants. This is the tortoise wing things. There's 2 of them. Another Baba's Mum. Real shame she doesn't sell them anymore, because they work really well for me. And this is also another tortoise wing things. That's the 8-inch. Then on to regular flow. I think I actually only used this pad here. This is the Teddy Bears Old Style Precious Stars pad that I made my mum actually ages ago. She doesn't have periods anymore, I don't think. And when I first got my period and I was in the bathroom at EYB, I ran and I texted, well, I put the pad in, and then I went and I texted my mum and asked her to bring me a cloth pad when she came to pick me up, or I think she was sending my dad. So either way, send a pack of pads with somebody, because I didn't want to wear that disposable for any longer than I absolutely had to. And as I was walking out at the end, where we all kind of stream out from the main hall, we all rehearse together into where our bags are, I literally heard this voice going, "Bryony," and this bag like thrust in front of my face, and it was my dad handing me this pack of pads, which was very useful. But this was one of them, and it's the first one that I put on after I took the disposable off. I only bled like a tiny bit. Like I said, I wasn't heavy at that point, but it was nice to finally put some comfortable cloth on. And this is a heavy pad, so it's quite thick. But yeah, the only regular flow pad I actually used this month was this one by TerraPads, which is like a batik cotton print that I love. I don't think she even makes these anymore. I really need to update my pad stash, because a lot of these brands I don't think are around now. And then on my heavy days, obviously I had that teddy bear that I just showed you, Tortoise Wing Things Bamboo Velour 11-inch pad, and this 10-inch Novel Red pad that's cotton topped. And then for overnight, I just used That Pink Sack, which I don't think again is around anymore, flannel topped 12-inch. This is the one I leaked off of in my period vlog. And this is the Orca Pads 13.5-inch overnight, which I think I put on before That Pink Sack. On my first night I wore this one, it was fine, then I changed too early, put this on, fell back asleep, and then I leaked out of it. That was it for pads this month, and the only cup I used was a new one called the Me Cup, or the My Cup, which you will very shortly see a review on coming very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please subscribe, let me know if there's any other videos you guys would like to see down below, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.